Right, that is actually looking like it's live. So hello to everyone there that may be watching as live as I am live on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel. It's not often that I've done the two at once, but what I'm using is StreamYard. I haven't set up any branding or anything at this point, and I'm pretty sure I can do something, but I just haven't bothered doing it at the moment. Nope. So I'll leave it there. I'm Ros Boundy, Psychic Medium. I also do other work, which is hypnotherapy, horseman technique and sound therapy and other stuff, and working as a virtual assistant, as building a business with that. So things will be getting out there about that in the new year. But what I do love most is doing the psychic medium readings. What I'm actually manage your channel directly from your phone with Twitch. Oh, sorry, I've got my iPad sitting down under here. I wasn't intending to use it to monitor anything or otherwise. I probably could, but apparently I can manage this through my Twitch channel on an app on iPad. What I'm wanting to get to, though, is actually doing the card reading that I normally do on Friday mornings. I'd love to be able to do that as the multi-stream, which is what I'm trying out here now. I am doing that here now. It's the same card spread that I had this morning with my Facebook page, Ros Boundy, and using the B.live live stream platform, because that does allow multiple cameras from the one computer connection. So what I'm using is an iMac, and I do have a Logitech C920 and a C922 that sits over, or whichever one of the webcams actually sits over a table that I have the card spread sitting on. And that's what this one is. Now I've got to work out how that works. This one. Does it work that way? I want that bigger. Yeah. So what this is actually doing is displaying this spread here. I can't use my... See, normally I would use this and point to the cards as I'm actually describing them or interpreting them. So I don't even know whether this works, how to use that in this situation, whether I bring a different camera in via another platform or what. What I've got for this morning is basically a photo that I've sent into my Ros Boundy Facebook page, and that's what you're seeing in this screen there. So that is actually, so that there, or that, you know, that there is the photo, and the one that is the card. And what I can do for this morning is just explain them as in the cards that are there by number. So it's actually a spread that I use that I've taken out of the guidebook that's in Gilded Tarot. And that's another deck that's got the artwork by Ciro Marcetti. Because this one here, and I will bring that up, I'll bring me to solo so you know what deck I'm actually using. And that is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, because it's a Lenormand deck, not a tarot deck. And this is the expanded edition. I love using this because of the extra cards that are there. And we do have two of the cards in this spread, in this spread that is from that expanded deck. So the spread itself, if you're looking at these cards in order of what the actual spread represents, Each position of the card is in its set order so that it represents a particular area in your life. So card 29 this morning, that's sitting there in the left-hand side of this cross, the cross pattern, is of the older woman. So that's in the position of the work environment. So for me, that is actually talking about me. With the Lenormand deck, it is a more literal type of card reading because of the way that it's interpreted as meaning with the cards. It's usually a one title to the card name, and that's what it means. So in this, it is woman, but because of the depiction being an older woman, and the expanded edition has those few extras that helps define even in a bit more detail what it is that's being described, giving the messages. So card 29 is the older woman in the position of work. What we have then moving over to, we jump that ship one and into the right-hand card, that's card 38. And the title of that one is Bridges. And that's actually linking various aspects of life in the home environment, because that's what this card represents in that position. So position 1 at that 29 woman card is work. Position 2 at the 38 home, 38 bridges card is the home environment. Then we move up to the top, which is the card 12, which is birds. Now, this is the original one in this particular deck. It's the birds. Communication is what it means, and it's actually representing the unexpected energies around this spread. So what you're getting there is it could be gossip. It's actually needing to work through, as far as those unexpected times where you're communicating with others in the day. It could be those unexpected times where you're chatting with friends and it's the little group and it's that gossipy stuff. Or it could be defining communication as being what I'm doing now, even as the live stream. I'm communicating with a broad spectrum around the world, really, by the fact that this is YouTube, that is global, and it is StreamYard moving into my Twitch, which is global, and even the Facebook, it's global. All of this sort of these methods of communication that we're using doesn't have to be live stream. It could be texting, it can be giving a phone call, the old-fashioned phone, which we hardly see anymore. It really is, the types that are the mobile phones and that now. So, or even with computers, I am at the Mac, so it's a full-on computer and it's got all the bits and pieces that you can do voice calls. So that's the communication side of it. And then we jump across again and down to the 37 card. That's one of those expanded edition cards, the extras, and it's time. That's what that clock has as a label, and it's in the position of your role or your responsibility of what you're doing in your day to progress and move yourself forward. And because that's why we do these guidance things, surely. It's to progress and move ourselves forward past blocks, having suggestions to help us live the best life that we can. So in that one, where it's the time, wrong finger, where it's the time that's giving us that prompt, our role responsibility is either making the time, being on time, looking at the clock occasionally so that we do actually keep an eye on the time. It's all of those sorts of things. With the virtual assistant work that I do, I need to keep a timing, how much time I'm using, so that that's the billable part to a client. It's so many different things that are interactive in what these cards can mean. You're needing, and as far as the taking that message for yourself, you need to be actually sussing into what your gut feeling is, your intuition is feeling around what you are receiving. I'm only giving a guidance factor here, prompting ideas that might bring up something that's popping into your mind as far as your gut feeling, what you feel it might be saying to you. And that's the best thing to go with. So, and that then moves us into what is that central card 3, the ship. And that's in the energy of the actual final outcome, the expected outcome, or what we see in that pattern of the 5 cards. So you're actually looking at, it's pretty obviously something that you're moving with. It's travel, ships over the water or oceans and the rest. Even though this is a flying ship, it actually brings your imagination into where you can travel. As far as, I don't use the guidebook. I've read the guidebook with this deck once, and then I sort of leave that in the box, and I just go with what is my intuition around what these cards are meaning and saying to me. Each and every day is different. Even though you might get the same cards turn up in the spread, it's still that each and every day is different, and you have the different contexts of what these cards will mean for it. So for me today, that just means taking some time. To me, it's meaning take some time into those more inner realms of checking in with self, really, I think, and taking that time to travel into the inner realms. I've done some shaman work and training, so I know that with my gut feeling for that, that's what I'm receiving for that card today, even though it certainly doesn't indicate that, go and find your Zen space and do some meditation and travel the other realms. That's what that's not what it literally means in the guidebook, I know. So that's my interpretation, but what does it mean for you? Are you actually planning a holiday and wanting to spend some time longer than just a visit in a day? It does mean that you're taking time to pack some bags, prepare, and go on a holiday. So that could be the final outcome of what this is as a spread for you and what it means for you. So looking at that, just to summarize it a little bit, looking at the 29 older woman in the work environment, 38 the bridges in the home space, birds up the top at 12 is the unexpected that might pop into your life today, and that is, communication. 37 at the bottom is the timing of what's presenting for you. That's your responsibility to check in on. And 3 in that center position is the travel, whether that's the inner travel or the outer travel, and you're planning a holiday or business trip or something along those lines. It's all wonderful stuff to be able to spend that time just contemplating and focusing on these beautiful cards. Now, if you are needing to, I'll just put my hypnosisplus.com. I'm not sure whether there's any rules around whether you can post websites or not, links there on these platforms, the YouTube and the Twitch. I haven't actually looked up the rules with that, but if as far as a Facebook page, just search Ros Boundy as my name in your Google, and I'm sure you'll find where you could connect with me in various ways. Certainly is send me a personal message. There is a phone number on my Facebook page if you need to do texting, those SMS things. Whichever way, I try to respond really quickly, and if you need anything that's got more depth, it's individual just for you. Oh, and I'm supposed to go like that by now, aren't I? Look, all processes are still learning processes. Whatever level of expertise we actually claim to have, there will always be times where we can learn and grow, which is why I do the cards, which is why I do so many other things too. But it's bringing joy and happiness into your life. Is that the goal that you have? Because it's certainly mine. And I love helping other people to find their joy and happiness and to be the best person that they can be. So that's my purpose. That's what I'm here for, is to just share that part of what I do, who I am. Now, I'm going to leave it there, and thank you very much for your hang on, can you just hang on a sec? I'm just finishing. Sorry about that. And I don't know if I'll be able to schedule this as a regular timeline or not, but I do look forward with reconnecting And we'll see you at whatever point that may be in the future. So thank you for watching, and do spread the word that this is what I do, at least on Facebook daily at 8 a.m. Australian Central Daylight Time. Bye for now.